Donna Gingery, if you all have been watching, we've had several authors on through a publisher called Strive Publishing. They're based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And so this is another one of the authors from Strive Publishing who's coming on. And her book is called Red and the Egg Pie. And she's going to tell you, it's a children's book, and she's going to tell you about her book. And Donna, if you could bring down your screen a little bit so we can see your whole, okay, there you go. And unmute your mic so we can hear you.
Okay, all right, let's see. I'm trying to, do I hit lunch meeting or
No,
what should we
no,
do?
no, don't touch anything because you're fine just like the way you are.
Oh, there we go. That's it. Hi, how are you?
You're welcome because I didn't want you to hit something and then you'll be gone. So
It
anyway,
would have been a problem because I would say, where's the technicians?
well, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV. We're happy to have you as a guest. Another author from Strive Publishing.
Yes, I am from Strive Publishing.
Yeah, Mary is on a mission, and she does a great job promoting the authors that are involved with her company. So tell us about your book. Uh, somebody wrote something funny in the comments. It wasn't about this; it was about something else. It just made me laugh. But tell us about your book, Red and the Egg Pie, because Red is a character, and you mentioned that you're going to be doing another book with Red. So tell us about Red and what the book is about. And do you have a copy of the book with you?
Yes, I do. And I was going to say, I can hear you sometime and sometime I can't go you a certain place. I can hear you really good and then I can't hear you. So I'm trying to follow you. So I
Oh,
do have a copy of the book.
okay. All right.
Okay.
Red and the egg.
Red and the egg pie.
Okay. Now, what
Okay.
what was the what is was your motivation for creating Red as a character, and what does Red do with the pie?
Well, first of all, my motivation is Red is a little girl in Selma, Alabama. And you know how it is when you're with your granny. Okay. Your granny is your great grandmother. And so Red loves to get in a lot of things. And Red is me when I was a
Okay.
little girl.
Bring your camera down just a little because we only get half of your face. Okay, there you go. Okay,
Okay,
so
we
Red
working it
is
out. We working it out.
okay. Red is you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Red is me and she's always into something. And
Okay.
my motivation, yes, and my motivation is just, I don't know, I just wanted to be a writer.
Okay. Well,
Mhm.
that's allowed. And a lot of people's books are based on them either loosely or closely. So
I'm in between.
okay. So yeah, I'm not in any of my books directly, but my thoughts are in my books. So I give
Hmm.
my thoughts
Yeah,
to other characters. That's what I do.
absolutely.
Characters in my book.
Absolutely.
So, and for Red, now what is Red? What's the thing about the egg pie?
Well, see, the egg pie, Red, she's one of those kind of kids, in Alabama, from Selma, Alabama, and
Okay.
you can go from anyone's house and get something to eat.
Okay.
Okay, you don't even have to say I'm hungry. You want something? Yes, yes. And so Red, every time she would go to somebody's house, she get something to eat. Well, this time she should listen to her granny. Her granny said, Red, don't be going everybody's house trying to eat. Okay, Granny. But what does Red do? She takes her person over, and they say, you want some of this egg pie? And she goes, yes. And when she tastes that egg pie, the rest is history.
Okay.
She's just greedy. The rest is his history. We got to leave something to the imagination.
You do. You want the readers to want to read the book and find out what happened to Red.
Hmm.
So now is the egg pie? Is it a neighbor? Is it a friend's house? Just tell us a little bit more about the.
It's her next door neighbors, her
Okay.
friends. It's
Okay.
her granny's house.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
Now you said you wanted to write a book and you decided to do a children's book. And so why did you decide what made you make the decision to do a book for children?
Well, because I was a slow reader. Um, I'm a self-taught reader, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And one thing I wished when I was little, and I was born in the '60s, I admit it, I want more books to see that I was in, like a book that I could be in, or I could think it was me as a kid. And a lot of times kids have books and they can't see themselves in it. And so I decided, you know what, I should do books like I wished I had when I was growing up.
Okay. Yeah,
Hmm.
I hear that from a lot of people. Um, and I didn't see myself in books, but I was an avid reader. So I was a self-taught reader at 4 years old, avid reader. Just but I never thought about the people didn't look like me. It's funny. It's just funny things you think about. Um, I never thought about that when I was a kid. And then I got introduced to black authors in middle school, I think it was when I first got introduced to black authors. But I did have teachers that introduced us to like the poets, like Langston Hughes. Um, we learned about Phyllis Wheatley and Maya Angelou. So we did learn about people, but I was older, um, maybe sixth or seventh grade when that happened. But I do understand that that's something, and that's still a problem today for a lot of children not seeing
Hmm.
themselves in books. So I think that has led to an sort of a renaissance in books for Black children by Black authors. So welcome to the Renaissance.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what are you gonna continue when you continue with the character Red? What are you gonna how are you going to develop her? What is going to be your theme as you continue to introduce Red to the readers in future books?
Well, for me, I kind of want kids to learn something without them knowing they're learning. And
Okay.
so the next book, she still read, always getting into something, but it's a little different. So every time she is taught something, she takes it literally. Okay.
Okay.
So the next one is a CS degree. You know what a CS degree is?
No.
So my granny used to say, you can get a PhD, you can get an ED, a MS, a BS, a BA, but if you don't have a CS degree, you have nothing.
Okay. Is it supposed to
Common
be
sense.
common sense? Okay.
Common
All right.
sense.
Okay.
A CS degree.
Okay. I never heard it put like that. But my parents always talked about common sense. And when
Mm-hmm.
we were kids, they would say use common sense, and I'm like, oh, what is it? What is that? They would never
Mm-hmm.
tell me what it was. You had to get a little older to know what it means. But they used to use it all often. Often they would say that's
Mm-hmm.
use common sense. That's what they used to
Mm-hmm.
often. And but I still we didn't know. Was I an adult? I was at least 18 when I found out what it was. I mean, what it really was.
Mm-hmm.
For
Mm-hmm.
that, I just couldn't connect it, and they never did define it. They just said use it, and then so anyway. So let's see. But I've heard people refer to different degrees too, like that, a PhD, a MA, or BA, or whatever. Some people now this was in church. People would say I have a BBA, that they would say I don't have a PhD, I don't have a master's degree, I don't have. They would say I have a BBA, and they would say I've been born again. That's what they would use for
Okay, okay.
in church.
I was trying to figure out what it was. Okay.
So
I say, I think you got
I heard people refer to different degrees, and then they have a made up one. So
me. Yeah, the made up degrees are pretty nice though, because it teaches you something, you
it
know.
does, it does.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
Red is going to be on some adventures in her neighborhood. Is she going to go to school in any of the books? Is she going to go on trips in any of the books? Or have you thought that far in advance?
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm always thinking in advance, but I'm trying to see what the kids will really tune into. I just want to develop her and
Okay.
let her go through some of the things that kids go through in school and things like that and see how she handles it. But we have to just see what happens with Red. I got to keep you kind of wondering. You got to kind of
Well,
wonder a little bit.
when did your book come out? When did it first come out?
Well, that's a good question. It first came out in 2018, and then you know how you do a reorganization. I did
Okay.
a reorg, okay? A reorg. Companies can do it. Why can't I, right?
Yeah. Oh,
So,
people do it all the time with books.
right. And so with the reorg, it's kind of more like what it should be as far as how we feel at Stride
Okay.
Publishing, how we feel about it. And so this is a new, it's okay, and it's a little different, but we
Uh-huh.
had to do a reorg so we could be ready for the next adventures.
Okay. And is that a hardcover?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, that's nice. A nice big hardcover.
I don't know if you can see it on. Maybe I have to go back.
Well,
Oh, that's how it
yeah, if you
goes.
go back, you can see the whole thing. Very
I
good.
learned. I got to learn how to be a
Perfect.
technician like you. I got to
That
learn how to be
is
a technician.
that is perfect. And that's a pretty
Mm-hmm.
cover. That's really nice. So what is she eating? What is she doing? I'm trying to see what she's doing.
Uh,
She's sitting at a table.
Eating all the time. Yeah, right. Eating all the time. Eating some of that pie.
Okay. Well, you have a title that's easy to remember and for children to understand. So that's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good. So tell us about. Are you from Minneapolis? Are you?
No, I'm originally from Selma, Alabama.
Oh, that's right. You did say that. I forgot. But you live in
That's okay.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, I'm originally from Selma, Alabama,
Okay.
and I grew up during the '60s when there's a lot of things going on.
Right.
And when they integrate the school, finally decide to integrate the schools, I was in the second grade. So I
Okay.
have memories. So that's why things are, for me, I didn't see, truly, I didn't see books with
Right.
anybody like me.
Right. I understand what you're saying. So,
Hmm
um, when did you move to Minneapolis?
In 1978, I moved to Minneapolis in 1978 after I graduated from high school. Hmm
Oh, okay. So you've been there a while. Did you
I've been here a
have?
while, but there's no, I used to go back and forth because my mom was there when she was living.
Right.
So I called her home.
Did you have family in Minneapolis?
Yes, my grandmother was in Minneapolis.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, she was something else too.
Because that's
But this is
not
not about grandmother dear. This is about granny. That's her mother.
okay. All right.
Yes.
Because moving from Selma to Minneapolis isn't necessarily a common relocation. Let me put it like
You're absolutely right.
that.
You're
so,
right on, honey.
so that's why I asked. So, how are things in Minneapolis right now?
Well, you know a lot of things have been going on in Minneapolis.
Hmm.
But the good thing is red is ready.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good thing that's happening in Minneapolis. And also people are coming together and I think they really want things to be positive for students. And that's what I'm really into the kids. So I have to be honest with them, really focus on making sure that the kids have a better future than what we had.
Well, it was interesting that Strive Publishing was based in Minneapolis and has so many different African American authors under its umbrella. And so Mary, she's just really committed to publishing works by Black authors who have stories to tell.
Mhm.
Um,
Just so you know, I'm one of the founding authors. I don't know if you knew that or not.
no, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yes, yes. So when
Oh,
she
okay.
first started,
Okay.
yep, I'm one of the founders. Yes.
Okay, that's wonderful. So,
Good
uh,
feeling.
how is that effort going? Because I haven't talked spoken with Mary in a few months in terms of her authors that she's working with and what they're doing and how she's expanding the publishing for Stride Publishing.
Well, what I can tell you, I'll wait for a while before I look into the to the website and everything. And but every time I look, it's like more and more people. So I think she's doing okay. So I don't know every factual part of it because I'm an author, but she's good to me. So I can't complain.
Now, what's your background? Like, were you in
Okay, so
education or were you? Were you in
Hmm? I'm back.
education?
Oh yeah, I'm in education. I was trying to run away from it at first because everybody in my family was. I said, I'm going to be different. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something different. And once you start working with kids, something just comes over you, and you just want to do it. And then you want to help the best you can, so you keep going to school to improve yourself, right?
Hmm.
And so I I'm in the right field. I love working with kids, and they help you to grow. They teach you.
So
It goes
what
back.
level? What level are you? Are you in elementary, middle school, high school?
I can work at any level. I'm a cultural liaison. The
Okay.
names change, but the main thing is I advocate for students, right? And I do a lot of different things. I work on programs. I work in an art school right now called Fair Crystal, and in that art school, we have plays, we have kids who are development artists and things like that. So I'm in a good place right now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
How is school? Um, did you all go back to in person? And it, when did you go? If you have, when did you go back to in person? And have you been able to use your book with your work in education?
Yes, I have been able to use my book. I read to students, right? And
Okay.
I have an authors club in the
Okay.
school, okay? And it's different like when you're writing the book, when you're reading the kids, you get all into it and turn to the characters and stuff. I'm just gonna read you a little line if you don't
Okay.
mind.
No, I don't mind at all.
Okay, because whenever I start reading to kids, I go, it's time for you to rise and shine, rise and shine. It's time for you to rise and shine. Good morning, rise and shine. My name is Red. Want to know how I got my name? Well, when I was born, I was so red, they started calling me Red. And that's, so I get really into it. And I have different little songs I sing and stuff like that. And I'm currently, right now, we're doing like a little play of my book at Freedom School. So that's what I'm doing also. I'm always doing something.
Yeah, when you're doing a lot of times when you're reading books to children, you have to change voices and you have to
Oh, I
do it
do.
animated so they can
Mm-hmm.
retain their interest and but that was good and then you had a jingle too to go with it.
And I like to talk like my granny. I see she goes, Red, when I tell you to do something. So I like to use like her voice for the granny. And
Okay.
then when I'm red. That's how I got my name, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I enjoy doing all that.
Okay. All right. Well, what is next for Donna? Now, how do you pronounce your last name? Is it Gingery?
Gingery.
Gingery. Okay. What
Mm-hmm.
is next for Donna Gingery?
The sky's the limit. Like I said, I just got through writing the book, so for the CS degree, common sense degree, right?
Mm-hmm.
So work on editing,
Okay.
and I love doing stuff. So who knows? I keep myself open for opportunities. I don't limit myself.
Okay. For your illustrations for your book, who did the illustrations?
Okay, her name was Tiza Rizzo. Okay, she was in, I think, I can't remember what country she was from, but this next book is going to do local.
Okay.
We're going to do local for the next book.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a company that she came through. You had to ask Mary that. Now I just can't keep up with all that.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to ask Mary all that, but we're going local next time, though. This time.
Okay. Well, I asked because some people with children's books, some authors are illustrators too, and they illustrate their own work. They turn their illustrations into a book. So I didn't know if you were an illustrator as well.
That would be wonderful if I was, but I do act. I have a theater background, so I can do some other things to kind of make up for that,
Right.
compensate for that,
On the
as people would
creative,
say.
you're creative.
Huh?
You're creative.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not it's
So, but drawing, I don't think so.
the artistry part. Okay. Well, we're at the end of our interview, and what we want to do is make sure people know how to get a copy of your book, Red and the Egg Pie. How do they get a copy? How do they order it?
Okay, now I do know, but I'm trying to find it because I want to give you the exact. Can I get that sent to you? I want to give you the exact one. I know it's Lulu, but I should have gotten that. Now, see, that's why you have a publisher. Now you see why I have one.
Well, you can also, if you go to the Facebook page where the interview is taking place, and you can put it in the comments. You can put the
Thank-
link in the comments. So just
Okay,
go on our Facebook page for the National Black Book Festival, and it should be the very at the very top or near the top. You'll see the video, and you'll see a lot of comments. You'll have to just add to the comments and put, this is where you can get a copy of your book. You can put the
absolutely.
link in there so people can get it. And if
And
they want to reach you via social media, do you have a Facebook page or Instagram page?
right now I'm trying to get to it because knowing Mary, she's probably typing it in right now, and I know I have it. I just sent. Let's see. I know she. Okay, it's Okay, well, I'm not gonna do that to myself. I'm gonna stay calm, and I'm just gonna send it to you right away.
Okay. Well, we can add it. We can add it after. That's not a problem.
Okay.
But your
All right.
name, Donna Gingery, I don't think Gingery is not a common name, so it's fairly
Well, the kids
unusual.
call me Miss G.
Mhm. I'm
I said the
sorry.
kids call me Miss G.
Oh, Miss G. They call you Miss G. Okay. All right. Well, Miss G, thank you for being a guest on Black Authors Matter TV. We really appreciate it. And continued success with your book and your next installment in the series about Red, your character Red.
All right. Thank you, and I'll get that right to you. Okay.
Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. Bye.
Have a great night. Oh, Mary put it in there. Mary put it in the comments already.
See, didn't I tell
Yeah,
you?
you did.
Why she's
Mary
the
put it
publisher? Okay.
in there.
Why
Okay.
she's the publisher?
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much. You have
Thank
a great
you.
evening.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye bye.